just what the doctor ordered, too, off a deflection and everything, right into the hands, and off he goes.
So it's a Middleton first down after the catch and run from Perez. Middleton this time twins out to the right. And it'll be another keeper from Perez. And we've seen that time and time again on this opening drive. It's been Perez. I mean, why mess around if you're just, let's just snap it directly to him instead of handing it to him.
And Lucas, we talked about before this game as well, and in terms of the key to the game, can Middleton really burn some clock? Can you keep the ball out of Rocky's hands? And already off to a good start with this first possession for Middleton, right? If you can get the ball away from Rocky, that really saves you in points.
So if you're just joining us, ball up at the Rocky 35. Biggest chunk play of the night has been a Jake Perez catch and run on 3rd and long, and Perez again into the second level and down to the 15. They got down into Rocky territory on the catch and run on 3rd down, and Perez now bruises his way into the red zone for the first time tonight.
And Lucas, why fix what's not broken, right? You got your star running back, just give him the ball and see what he can do. And again, great start to this opening drive.
Exactly. It's been the first drive of the game so far. 8 minutes left to play in this first quarter. Middleton will now go under center, the quarterback Bauman. Back in, and they're going to run this one off tackle. That looked like a bit of a broken play from Middleton that time as they tried to roll that one outside the tackle, and there was just nowhere to go. Maybe some miscommunication at the start. It was Drew Holman on the carry for Middleton. So it'll leave a 2nd down and 10. Now as Middleton is soaked up now the first 5 minutes of this game on this opening drive.
Again, just what Middleton wants to do, right? Again, keep the ball out of Rocky's hands. They average, again, 47 points a game, so this really limits what Rocky can do if they don't have the ball.
Perez, the deep back. And they'll go to him on the right side. Rocky ready for it. Short gain for Perez up to the 16. And now a 3rd and long, the second one of the drive so far here for Rocky, or for Middleton rather. Last time they found Perez on a little wheel route and it put him down to about the 35. So we'll see what they dial up here. It's 3rd and 9 from the 16. Senior night here in Middleton. Rocky and Middleton. Rocky, the #1 team in 6A. Middleton looking for a statement win here on senior night. Shotgun set, Bauman to throw. And this one knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Rocky was bringing pressure. One of them was Drake Peterson, the linebacker, coming on the blitz. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. And a drive that lasts nearly 6 minutes will now come down to a field goal. Carson McConkey on to attempt the field goal. It will be straight on, a 32-yard attempt, we'll call it, to give Middleton the lead. Kick on its way, and it is good. So Carson McConkey gets the scoring started at the 6:05 mark of the first quarter on what was a long Middleton opening possession. A possession that lasted nearly 6 minutes as you hear the cannon fire here on senior night from Middleton. Want to remind you that you can make the memories made tonight last a lifetime by owning the digital file of this game for just $15. Just click the download archives button to order yours. Coverage of IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, Valley-wide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Program, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Lucas Gebhardt and Zach Dean for IdahoSports.com bringing you coverage of this Treasure Valley game night here tonight. McConkey's got this teed up on the near hash, and will kick it away to Rocky for the Grizz in their first possession of the night. McConkey. His kick will sail into the end zone as Parker Kleinkoff, watch that one sail over his left shoulder. So here comes the Grizz offense for the first time tonight. This is a Rocky offense that is very run happy, Zach. They have a whole host of guys that they could go to. They have two running backs, Oakley Baxter and Parker Kleinkoff, who both rush. Baxter averages over 100 yards per game, at 104 per game, has 6 rushing touchdowns. Kleinkoff has 5 touchdowns himself. But then you also have a guy like Rayshon Jones, who's a receiver, who's one of the leading rushers on this team.
There's a reason why Rocky's #1, right? They got all these star players, and if it's not one guy, it's someone else who can really take the top off a defense and really make you pay for it.
And the quarterback of this Rocky offense in the pistol set, and they'll go to the ground first play of the game, and they're going to get about 7 right off the gate as they hand that one off. Keelan Custer, the quarterback for the Grizz. He also averages 72 yards a game on the ground. He has 10 total touchdowns on the year. 8 of those are on the ground. So 2nd and 4 coming up after the 6-yard pickup as they go to Baxter on the right side. They'll come a shotgun set this time. Twins out to the left, tight end left. And they'll go back to the ground, right up the middle, and wrapped up about a yard short of the first down. And why not run it as much as Rocky does when you have a guy like Jax Tanner at the guard position? A BYU commit, he'll be playing in the Big 12. Had his pick of the litter from a whole handful of Power 5 schools, Power 4 schools, I guess now.
And if you got a reigning Gatorade Player of the Year, too, like in Jax Tanner, I mean, a Gatorade Player of the Year for a lineman, got to be pretty good, right? Obviously D1 caliber.
Yeah, that's not super common. They're going to keep this one on the ground as the quarterback, Custer, keeps this one and picks up a Rocky first down. Down to the 39. Grizz move the chains. Under 5 minutes to play in the first. And this game, Zach, is probably just going to cruise by with how much both these two teams run.
Hey, unless overtime or something else fun happens, right? But again, we talk about that Middleton first drive, and again, yeah, just milking the clock. How much run can you do? And obviously worked in their favor with the field goal at the end.
Shotgun set, Twins left. Twins left, Twins right. 4 receivers in the set for Rocky. 1st and 10 from the 39. Play action, screen pass is going to be caught by Jones. Jones works his way down that far sideline and is pushed out of bounds near the 50. They're going to mark him out, say he's out at the 49. Pick up a 5. Holman on the stop. 2nd down and 5 yards to go. 4:20 to play in this opening quarter. Rocky keeping the no-huddle look. Custer pistol set now. They'll go to the ground. They're going to come on the left side now. This is Jones on the handoff. Jones is across the 50 and pushed out of bounds on this sideline now, right in front of us, down to the 46. And so this will be another first down for the Grizz. Not much to it. Just hand it off to your playmakers. 4:13 to play in the first. Pistol set, Baxter the back now. Twin receivers to each side. And they hand this one off. Check that. That is actually Tyke Harper, the running back. So Tyke Harper, the senior back, kind of a bruising back that Rocky has as well.
Great play, too, by Drew Holman there right in the middle to stuff that run.
Under 4 minutes to play, it'll be a 2nd and 9. Rocky operating in Middleton territory now. This is the opening possession for the Grizz. Shotgun set, man in motion. Run over to that far side and they'll throw. First time they're going to throw tonight, and they got a man wide open down the seam. Caught, touchdown, Rocky. The catch and run from Owen Elkers puts the Grizz on the board. It's a 49-yard strike.
Just what Middleton did not want, right? Try to limit Rocky, really keep them under possession, kind of under radar, but not that time.
We'll call it a 46-yard touchdown reception. Owen Elkers, the sophomore, from the quarterback Custer. And now Rocky lined up to go for two. They throw a flag, and so we'll have to check out the flag. It's good for the moment as they slung that one underhand softball style to Jones.
I don't know if that's Rocky Mountain or the Kansas City Chiefs, but I have seen that play before. Holy cow.
And it is a pre-snap penalty against the Grizz. So wipe off the 2 points.
Grizzlies, they'll back it up 5 yards. Try is no good.
And so they're going to have to back this one up 5 yards. Rocky does have a kicker, Sawyer McClendon, who has a good leg. So this was just Rocky and their head coach, Scott Kreiner, trying to catch an edge. And now they're going to jog McClendon out for the extra point. This is going to be an extra point from 25 yards straight on. Bit of a high snap, but the extra point is up and through, no problem. And it is 7-3. So the first throw of the game from Rocky goes for 46 yards to Elkers. And he was wide open. There was no one near him, Zach.
And that's kind of what Rocky's been doing all season, though, right? I mean, again, we're talking about taking the top off the defense, and that was what Rocky's first pass, and worked to their effect. So obviously they're so good on the run, but don't forget about their pass either.
Custer 1 for 1, 46 yards and a touchdown. If you want to talk about efficiency, there you go. But you saw all the weapons that Rocky has. They like to use Jones as, I'm going to call him a gadget. They line him up in the backfield. They line him up at receiver and throw him screen passes. And they had 3 different running backs, or guys that are listed as running backs, carry the ball 4 if you include Jones.
Yeah, what a great play by Owen Elkers, though, right? To just, again, going right through the middle, piercing that defense, and somehow was just all alone in the end.
McClendon will kick this thing away. It's a low kick, and it will creep into the end zone. So that will be a touchback.
Kickoff goes through the end zone for a touchback.
And Middleton will start at the 20.
Take over on their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
So, Lucas, for this Middleton offense, how do they respond after such a devastating play on that pass?
I would do the exact same thing that you just did. Hold the ball for 5 minutes and get points. I think that's how Middleton wins this game. Possess the ball. The best defense is keeping the Rocky offense on the sideline.
Absolutely.
Stroud will start 1st and 10 from the 20. And again, they're going to go with the Wildcat formation with Perez. They ran this a lot on their last drive. Perez will pick up 2. The Middleton quarterback Bauman didn't even see the field until Middleton got up to about midfield. But Perez is one of the best running backs in the state of Idaho. He has nearly 1,000 yards on the ground entering tonight already. Perez 14 touchdowns on the year, averages 124 yards per game. We'll hit the 3-minute mark at this snap here, 2nd and 8. Perez is a deep back, Bauman under center. Multiple tight ends, and they're going to go to Perez on the right side. Perez has got a hole, 1st down to the 35. And Middleton just lining it up and being the more physical team on that play. If Middleton can do that, they're going to be in this one.
Yeah, clearly not afraid to pierce this Rocky defense, right? They're trying to really establish the run, and so far, so good.
Be a 1st and 10 for the Vikings now. And you can see them just possessing the ball. They're not even pretending that they're going to snap it until the umpire starts counting down. Back to the ground they go. Nowhere to go as the Grizz swarm. I believe that was Holman on the carry. As it was. Or Ryan Lewis, check that. Ryan Lewis on the carry. Rowan Rupp on the stop for the Grizz. 2nd down and 10. A minute and a half to go in this first quarter. To the shotgun they go. Here's Bauman looking to the near side, and Middleton's going to have to call a timeout. And they do. They did not get the play in correctly that time. So let's go ahead and talk about what we missed in the open, as we had some channel issues, but we got it sorted out. Don't think we missed too much of the action. If you missed anything, all you missed was Middleton running the ball with Perez. It was basically all you missed. And then by the time we got on, Middleton was in Rocky territory, and you saw the field goal. So, but let's go ahead and talk about these two teams here. Zach, Rocky undefeated entering today's game. There's 6-0, number 1 team in Max Preps, number 1 team in the media poll, coaches poll, you name it. Led by head coach Scott Kreiner now in his 3rd season. This is a Rocky team that has state championship aspirations, something that they felt they should have won last year, but they just ran through their schedule last year and ran into Rigby in the semifinals. Really the first time that Rocky was tested, but this might be a test here tonight against Middleton, a very good 4-2 Middleton team that loves to run the ball on senior night. Here on the road is what the Grizz have in front of them. They lead by 4. 2nd down, swing pass. This is going to be caught by Perez, and he's shoved out of bounds after just a gain of 1. And now it's a 3rd and 9 coming up. Same area of the field here, Zach, where Middleton had that big chunk play on their last drive.
Yeah, we talked about Jake Perez so much, but can Briar Bauman really get this team over the top on offense, right? Can he establish more of the pass? Because I think Rocky's expecting just a lot of run, but if they can really get good passes going, kind of like that last drive, then Middleton really has a shot in this game.
3rd down and 9. Rocky 1 deep safety, 3 receivers to the left for Middleton. Bauman will throw, has time, delivers over the middle, incomplete. And here comes a late flag in the secondary. That flag thrown. And now they're going to move it to the 1st down marker. So they're going to say the foul occurred at the 45. And this might give Middleton a 1st down.
Looks like Riker Clyde was a little too handsy there on the run from the Middleton receiver. But good break for Middleton, though. Good break for the Vikings there.
It's going to give the Vikings a 1st down. So it'll push the ball up to the 45. 36 seconds to play in this opening quarter. And an opening quarter that's taken us 23 minutes. So far, at least. Who knows how long these last 36 seconds will go, but 1st and 10 from the 45. Bauman under center. Perez will get the carry. Perez on the right side runs through about 2, maybe 3 tackles up to midfield. And he's brought down at the 50. And the clock will move under 25 seconds now. And that may be the last play of this first quarter. And it will be the last play of this first quarter. So at the end of 1, it's a 7-3 Rocky lead. But Middleton trying to do their part in controlling the clock, controlling the possession. But they trail by 4 as we head to quarter number 2 here on IdahoSports.com. And Treasure Valley game night, Rocky and Middleton, senior night from Middleton.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
Start of the second quarter, Perez again. First down, Middleton, gain of 5. They'll call it 6, actually, as they flip ends of the field. And Middleton picks up right where they left off. And turning around and handing it to number 19. Perez has a first down for Middleton.
First time mentioning Rocky linebacker Owen Weatherly, another star player on this defense that maybe isn't talked about enough. Again, another star player on this team.
First and 10 now from the 44-yard line in Rocky territory. They're going to stack it up, direct snap to Perez. Perez has got room straight up the middle, down to the 30. A pickup of 14 and another Middleton first down. Not much you can do when you know it's coming and you still can't stop it. Perez is going to come take a breather.
Yeah, Middleton really utilizing that wildcat formation so far. Not afraid, again, to just put the ball in Perez's hands right away and see what he can do.
In the game now is Lewis. Bauman goes under center. Single back formation, and they'll go to Lewis. Left side, runs through a tackle down to the 25. Middleton, chunk play after chunk play. This one is a pickup of 5. Already a minute gone in this first quarter. The game plan is clear. Zach Middleton wants to control the clock. They want to possess the ball, and they want to run this thing down the field and keep that Rocky offense on the sideline. Lewis is now going to take the direct snap, and he's going to run right. And Lewis has nowhere to go this time. Rocky stopped it that time as they try it right. Coming out of the pile was Rowan Rupp, wagging his right hand. Third down and 5.
Yeah, Rocky's defense is all about this kind of gang talent at the line of scrimmage, right? It's not just Rowan Rupp. They've got him obviously headlining, but they've got a lot of guys, defensive line and linebackers. They don't want to just take one guy to bring you down. They want to get multiple guys going.
Under 10 minutes to play in the second quarter now. This is just the third possession of the game combined between these two teams. Rocky has had it once, they've scored once. Middleton has had it once, they've kicked a field goal. This is the second time they've had it. That's it. That's the drive summary. Perez back in the game, and they'll go to him. Right side, and he is hit and dropped in the backfield. No gain. The crazy thing about that was Perez was touched 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, made a guy miss before he hit the ball at the line of scrimmage. And now it's 4th and 5. And this is probably 4-down territory here. It looks like it for Middleton. Fourth down and 5 from the 25. Bauman will come back to Perez, and now we'll go back under center. Bauman will wait for the play clock to roll down. Some movement, no flags, and now here they come. It was a play action, and it's going to be a false start on Middleton. So this will push Middleton back 5 yards. And now we'll turn a 4th and 5 into a 4th and 10.
I wondered if Middleton would trust in their kicker with McConkey just to try the long field goal. Maybe not so much now, but thinking about that as well in the 6A game, right? Maybe a field goal can really keep this game close.
We're going keep the offense on the field. 4th and 10. Now we got to throw for it here. Rocky dropping the safeties back, bombing to throw. Over the middle, passes incomplete. May have been a little bit too high for his receiver, Cruz Thompson, and it's a turnover on downs.
Looks like it was excellent coverage by Wyatt Bauman in the middle there, and again, making Briar Bauman throw and see what he can do. That really is going to help Middleton in this game, but not that time for Middleton.
It looked like the play was there, too. It was just a little bit too high for Thompson. I want to thank our power boosters. They include Beehive Credit Union, College of Western Idaho, Big Insurance, and Overhead Door Company. You can check out those businesses. Great supporters of IdahoSports.com. Go ahead and check them out. Their links on your webcast player. Running on 1st and 10, here comes a flag in the holding territory, although there was some extracurricular activity going on behind the play. So we'll check this one out. It was Cade Selecki was in on it with Rocky, and this is going to be on Rocky. Holding on the Grizz will move him back 10 yards. And those penalties, Zach, when especially on 1st down, first play of the drive even, for how run-heavy these two teams are, can just be drive killers.
Yeah, not the start that Rocky wanted here on offense.
Oakley Baxter, the running back, as Custer is in the gun. Read option, Custer's gonna keep, and look at him go. Straight between the hash marks, Custer to the 30, down to the 20. Touchdown, Rocky, 70 yards for Custer.
Brandon Custer on the quarterback keeper. He'll take it down for a Grizzly touchdown.
The seas parted, and Custer just ran right between the hash marks all the way to the end zone. And Rocky now leads by 10.
Lucas, we've been talking so much about these running backs, but don't forget about the quarterback and his legs too. Just busted 80 yards down the field up the middle too.
Rocky again in that formation as if they're going to go for 2. This is Drew Bird, the Washington State commit, lined up to go for 2. And Bird's going to keep it and just tripped up. So 2-point conversion is no good, and that's going to keep this at a 10-point game now.
Is no good. Back Trevor.
For Custer, that was his 9th rushing touchdown of the season, his 11th total touchdown on the year. And it just goes to show you how versatile Rocky can be. They can come at you from so many different directions, and that time they burned Middleton on the read option.
Yeah, we're at 7:44 left in this first half, but 2 drives, 2 scores. Typical Rocky here.
Under 8 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Rocky will kick it back to Middleton. So Rocky so far, the drive summary, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns like you mentioned. Middleton, a field goal and a turnover on downs. And this to me, right now for Middleton, feels like a drive where they have to answer. I know it's early, but just for momentum's sake.
Encouraging, though, these first 2 Middleton drives, though. Again, running the ball, utilizing Jake Perez, getting the few passes they can in there. But, again, yeah, they're going to need to get something a little bit better if they really want to get some points here before the end of the first half. And before Rocky gets the ball back, too, because you never know what's going to happen with their next possession.
Right. McGlinden will send this one away, and it will sail into the end zone. 7:44 to play in the second.
Vikes will start on their own 20-yard line.
I'll remind you that you can make the memories made tonight last a lifetime by owning the digital file of this game. Just $15. Click the download archives button, and it's all yours. Okay, so now for Middleton, the question I have for you here, Zach, is how long do you stick with this game plan? You're down 10 right now. Do you want to keep possessing the ball, controlling the clock, or at what point do you have to start opening it up a little bit?
Yeah, I think in this possession, only down 10 points, right? Still in the first half, so again, utilizing your game script still, but yeah, eventually they're going to have to utilize more passing.
Keeper for Perez, as he's back in at that Wildcat formation, no gain on the play, and Rocky seems to have sort of keen in on that a little bit. They brought the safeties up. They're blitzing way more than they were in that opening drive. And they bottle Perez up for a half-yard gain. Approaching the 7-minute mark, back under center they go. Or excuse me, this is Perez getting the direct snap once again, and Perez will get up to the 25.
Jake Perez again with the carry for the Vikes.
I think Middleton's run. Here comes a late flag now. It's at the 30. This was after the play and was in the secondary. So we'll get the call here at the 7-minute mark of the second quarter. And it is after the play, and it is on Middleton. An unsportsmanlike conduct called on Middleton, and again, just a drive killer. This is going to move him back 15 yards, and the down counts. Pushes them all the way back to the 15, 14 rather.
Ball's backed up to the 13-yard line. We'll repeat third down.
So 3rd and 17. (13-3) lead for Rocky. 3rd and long here from Middleton, and Bauman, the quarterback. He's going to motion Perez, and they're going to hand it to Perez on the jet sweep. Perez is up to the 20, but he's still 10 yards short of what he needed for the first down, and that is not what Middleton needed. 3 and out.
7 yards on the play. Tackles made by number 87, Mac Trevor.
And this potentially is going to give Rocky its best field position of the night as well.
Vikes will bring out their punt team.
Owen Elkers back deep to receive the punt.
Number 19, Owen Elkers.
Elkers already has a touchdown tonight. He caught the opening score of the night for Rocky. He's back deep to receive this punt here. And this is a low punt, but it's going to get a favorable roll. And Elkers is going to pick it up at the 45 and race forward to the 40. So here comes the Rocky offense now with a chance at the 5:32 mark of the second quarter to start establishing themselves a little bit. They lead by 10. They've scored on their first 2 possessions, touchdowns both times, and now they have their best starting field position of the night.
It does feel like if Rocky can put another touchdown together in this drive, then Middleton's a little more in desperation mode, right? Already in the first half, right? Their game script has been just okay from the run game, but yeah, if Rocky scores again, Middleton might need to change their game script up.
It's been 2 explosive plays, too, that Rocky has scored on. 40-plus and then 70 yards. They go to the ground here with Baxter, and he's up to the 35 before he's driven back. Pick up a 2.
Oakley Baxter carries the ball for the Grizzlies.
Oakley Baxter, one of the lead backs for this Rocky offense in his junior season.
Gain of 3.
Hasn't really gotten going much yet tonight, but the Rocky offense has. On second down, they're going to go on a play action, and they throw this one into the ground. They were looking for Elkers on what looked like an RPO,
Number 19, Owen Elkers is
and they had Elkers set up on the screen, but they just couldn't get it out to him. 3rd down. Big play here.
Yeah, kind of a surprise play by Rocky. It looked like Elkers had space to run, too, had he catch that ball, so big break for Middleton.
That was one where Custer just probably wants that throw back. It's 3rd and 7 from the 35. Shotgun, they'll throw. Escaping the pocket. Custer now will run. Here comes a flag. The ball pops out, and Middleton picks it up. Racing down the far sideline is Lewis, and he's dropped at the 40. There is a flag back at the opposite 40-yard line. For now, it's Middleton football, though.
all I can say is, wow, what a turn of events, depending on the
Yeah.
flag here. But such a great play by Middleton's defense to really get back in this.
And it is on Rocky. Middleton, of course, will decline. And the Vikings get the first break of the night. It was Lewis on the recovery. And now Middleton has its best field position of the night, starting at the Rocky 38.
38-yard line. Vikes will start 1st and 10.
First turnover of the night for either of these teams. Middleton's going to bring the beef package onto the field. Gavin Mortensen in at fullback. Perez gets the carry, lost his footing on his way through the line, and he's down to the 34.
On the carry
Pick
for
up
the
a
Vikes.
5. 4:36 to play in the second quarter.
Tackles made by number
An important juncture as we play our way through this 6A SIC matchup.
2nd down.
Second down and 6. Maryland I formation this time. No receivers in the set for Middleton. Bauman again will just wait for that play clock to trickle down. Rocky stacks the box. To Perez they go. Perez bumping off of tacklers before he's finally brought down after a gain of 2.
Jake Perez barrels forward.
Not sure how many carries Perez has yet, but I'm going to guess 15.
I was just thinking the same thing. I'm like, they
Yeah.
have been giving him the ball and the ball a lot. So
Down and 2 coming up.
3rd and 2, 3.5 to play in this opening quarter. Middleton's been pretty good between the 20s, but when they get down to this area of the field, that's just where their drives have stalled out. Back to the Maryland I they go. Back to Perez they go. Left side, Perez across the 30. Near the first down. Will depend on the spot. Rocky thinks it's 4th down,
Tackles made by number 1.
and it is 4th down. Perez,
Of the 1st down.
it needed
Bringing up 4th down.
2.5 and got 2.25. And now a whistle and a timeout taken by Rocky. 3:02 to play here in this second quarter. Zach, this has got to be go for it territory here for Middleton.
absolutely. Again, only down 10, 3 minutes left. So you have some control here with the clock. But yeah, it feels like if they don't walk away with points on this drive, then a real missed opportunity, especially after that huge fumble, right, to really swing the momentum here. So Middleton puts together some points here. All of a sudden, it's a game.
Yeah, this is a big 3 minutes when you look at the whole scheme of this game and how Middleton is trying to limit possessions, not only for Rocky, but when you do that, you also limit possessions for yourself, too.
Absolutely.
4th down in inches. Middleton will go for it. 3:02 to play in the second. They're going to keep this Maryland I formation. Bauman will go under center. Perez the deep back. 2 fullbacks in this set. 4th and inches. Fullback dive up the middle. Is it enough? All 22 players in the scrum. It'll depend on the spot.
Drew Holman runs the ball for the Vikes.
And Rocky thinks they made the stop, but we're waiting for a signal from the officials. They may want to measure. It looks like from up here he got enough.
Yeah, that was awfully close.
The way Rocky reacted, they're pretty sure they made the stop. The Rocky defense is halfway off the field. The Middleton offense staying on the field. Still haven't got a signal from the officials yet, and it is Rocky football. The officials say they made the stop. And the Middleton sideline is not thrilled about it.
Grizzlies will take over 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
Boy, they didn't need much. And it's another turnover on downs. I don't know how you make I don't know how, like as a line judge, I don't know how you know where that ball is.
Yeah, you mentioned all
There
22
was-
guys are in
yeah,
there, right? It's hard
yeah.
to tell where the heck the ball is in that whole pile, but yeah, good break for Rocky's defense there on a big stop.
Rocky has stopped Middleton on downs twice, and they will take over at the 30. Pistol set, 3 minutes to play before halftime. Jones on the carry. Jones a big hole. And here goes Reshon Jones. Makes a man miss, and he's across the 30. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Rocky. Another 70-yard run for the Grizz. And in 2 plays, the Grizz have now extended their lead. What a turn of events. Rocky now has 2 touchdown runs of 70 yards.
Yeah, we talk about Reshon Jones, the receiver, all the time, but as the running back, again, just like Custer on that last touchdown as well, I mean, again, just dynamic, fast players that, again, can just take the top off this defense.
Glendon on for the point after. It is up and good. 20-3. And the difference has been the explosive plays. Now, hold on a minute. Officials will get together after this point after. And I think there's a flag. Extra point is good. And they're going to call a personal foul on Rocky, which I am assuming has to be after the play. So 2:46 left to play before halftime. So 20-3 lead, and let's go back to that 4th down there, Zach. And the spot, Middleton obviously didn't like it, but it was Rocky ball, and then Rocky's in the end zone 1 play later.
Just when you thought turn of events for Middleton, that big fumble recovery, but the 4th down stop, Rocky turns right back around with their own touchdown. So, again, a huge swing of events. We just talked about if Middleton can get some points here in that last offensive drive, then this feels like a game, but Rocky just scores, again, like lightning fast, and all of a sudden it's 20-3.
.246 left to play, and after the penalty, Rocky's going to have to kick off from its own 25. So this, theoretically, will help Middleton out with field position. But there's not much time left to play in this first half. So if they want points, they're going to have to kick it into gear a little bit here. Line drive kick. Will bounce into the arms of Thompson at the 20. As Thompson looks for somewhere to go, trying to find the edge. And here comes another flag, this one on the return. Rocky came out of the pile with the ball, but not sure that the officials are going to give it to him. Marquise Taylor, who came out of there with the ball, who was pretty sure that he has gotten that ball legally. It's going to be a block in the back on Middleton. So it'll push the return back 10 yards. Or holding, rather. Okay, 2:37 left to play.
Now, I feel like Lucas in this drive here for Middleton, you think they'll go more with the passing? I mean, obviously Jake Perez is their star running back, but it feels like a little bit of a shift now. They might have to do some more passing to really get some yardage here.
I think so. I think this is a juncture in the game. You got 2:37 left. Middleton's going to win this game. You got to find some points and find them right now. Rocky has done this through explosive play after explosive play. Their 3 touchdowns are all 40 yards or more.
Can't say enough about all these star players. Rocky's offense, but defense as well. Defensively has held in check for the most part.
They'll throw. Swing pass to Perez. Perez dropped inbounds. Clock will move. 2.5 minutes to play. Clock down to 2:20 as Middleton trying to get organized.
Yeah, it feels like Middleton could really use some other playmakers here. I'm looking at wide receiver Isaac Lowe from Middleton, someone else to really get the offense going.
Swing pass again to Perez. Perez makes a man miss. Here he comes down the hash mark. Has a first down and then slung to the turf down at the 29. Clock is going to temporarily stop at the 2-minute mark while the chains reset. And Middleton will start up again at the 29. Perez in the backfield here with Bauman. Yeah, you're right, Zach. They're going to have to find someone other than Perez is going to have to make a play in this one. Bauman to throw. Here comes the pressure. They throw this one down the sideline, incomplete. They were looking for Perez down that far sideline. A flag in the backfield. So the flag's starting to pile up a little bit here. And this is going to be roughing the passer against Rocky. So this is going to be a free 15 for Middleton.
Yeah, it seems like Middleton staying in this game offensively is really just Rocky's mistakes. Fumbling with a quarterback scramble, or in this case with big flags.
Be a fresh set of downs up to the 44 now. 1:40 left to play. Bauman to throw. Goes this one over the middle just a little bit too far. They're looking for Kaminsky, and again, 2 more flags. These two sitting at the line of scrimmage. This one's going to be on Middleton. It'll be a hold. So now 1:36, and it's a 1st and 20. Middleton will huddle for one of the only times here on this drive. They will break huddle. 1:36 left to play in the first half. Vikings trailing 21-3. Rocky's going to bring pressure. Middleton trying to set up a screen that was nearly intercepted. That was Drew Bird. Or check that, Vok Trevor, the defensive end, who nearly intercepted it and grabbed it out of the air with one hand. 2nd and 20.
Yeah, the second that Bauman threw that ball, I was like, I think that might be intercepted, just in the way in which the play was being developed and Rocky just being right there. So swarming this team, especially at the defensive line.
1:31 to play. 2nd down and 20 now for Middleton. Bauman under center. Play action. Bauman, here comes pressure, has to check this one down. Perez caught, makes a man miss. Is up to the 42. Clock will move. 3rd and long coming up here for Middleton. Or check that, Kaminsky on the reception rather than Perez. That's an 18 versus 19 situation. Kaminsky makes the catch. Middleton up to the line of scrimmage with 1:07 to play, and now a timeout called by Rocky.
Yeah, Lucas, he's right in front of us, but number 1 on Middleton, Braden Stike. I feel like he's somebody who's not been talked about a lot in this game on the offensive side. Again, you got Jake Perez, again, your star player, and get him the ball when you can, but again, I feel like Middleton really wants to, especially on this drive, 1 minute left in the first half, to get some other players really get going.
Yep, I mean, this is a game that Middleton, I feel like they had a solid game plan coming into this one where they want to control the clock, run the ball. It seemed to be working in the first few minutes with Perez. But then Rocky just hits you with these big plays. And when they do that, you almost have to throw it out the window.
Absolutely.
Rocky has had the ball 4 times in the first half. They've scored touchdowns on 3 of those possessions. The only time they didn't score a touchdown is when they fumbled it away. Middleton, a couple turnover on downs, and Middleton's moved the ball well tonight. It's just when they get down to about the 30 to the 35-yard line is when that Rocky defense makes it stand. 3rd down and 12. Bauman to throw. Here comes the pressure. This one's incomplete. Tight man-to-man coverage. Middleton looking for a flag that they didn't get. Kosher Carvajal on the was the intended target. Fourth down coming from Middleton. 1:02 left to play in this first half. Here comes another flag, this one well after the play, which tells you that it might be the officials trying to get control of the game. It's an unsportsmanlike conduct on Middleton.
Penalty on the field is unsportsmanlike conduct against the Vikings.
And again, going back to just a couple key plays. You have the fourth down, the play where Middleton felt like they didn't get a spot, and those 3 long touchdowns. 4 plays. That's what the difference is so far. A minute left to play in this first half. Clock is moving. It's a 4th and 25 punt formation for Middleton. Elker's back to receive. This punt much better than the last one. He'll call for a fair catch, and he'll make it at the 42. So now 46 seconds to play in the first half. Zach, if you're Rocky here, what do you do here? Do you try to go for more points, or do you say, nah, we're good, let's go to half?
It just seems like Rocky's plan today has been, again, these explosive big plays, and it just feels like, again, I feel like Rocky could, 1 play or maybe even 2 just to get back into the end zone. So I feel like they're going to be aggressive here. 46 seconds, they still can use out of bounds and see if they can get at least 3 points before the half here. But in knowing head coach Scott Kreiner, he's not going to take his foot off the gas pedal here. He's going to want to keep this game going. And it's kind of a reason why Rocky's been 16-1 in the last 17 games, right? They're not just going to lay low, hey, we got this big lead even in the first half, but they're going to want to put this one really fully away maybe right here with another score.
Yeah. There's been a lot of official stoppages. This is another one here.
I've lost track of how many flags have happened in this quarter alone, man.
It's a lot.
Holdings and unsportsmanlike conducts and among others.
Not sure what we're waiting for here, but now the Rocky offense will come onto the field. 1st and 10 from the 42. Custer in the pistol. Quick out. That pass is going to be caught by Bird, and he's dropped inbounds. It's Drew Bird, the big wide receiver, tight end, whatever you want to call him. He's a Washington State commit. Clock moving down to 45 seconds after the pickup of 5. To the ground they go. It's first down to the 45. Baxter on the carry. Clock will stop, 32 seconds while the chains reset. Clock resuming now down to 28 seconds. To the ground they go again. Baxter coming to the near side, is driven back at the 40. Great tackle by Cade Hibbert.
Yeah, smart play by Hibbert there to keep him in bounds, and a good form tackle to really milk some more clock away.
Timeout with 11 seconds taken by Rocky. They're at the 41. Obviously too far for a field goal, but maybe you could try to get into field goal range, throw one to the end zone, see what happens.
Yeah, you have to think that Rayshon Jones is going to be a name that comes up in this last play or two of the first half, right? Somebody who's a deep threat, and 3 points, 6 points, or something along those lines. Yeah, try to get the ball in his hands. Kind of your best playmakers, right, if you want any points with 11 seconds here.
Be a 2nd and 5 from the Middleton 41 when we resume. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a quick halftime report. Break down the thoughts from the first half. Take a peek at what else is going on around the state. It's coming up in 11 seconds. Rocky will send Baxter in motion. Empty set now for Custer. He'll throw. Plenty of time. Now here comes the pressure. Custer trying to escape, and he is dragged to the turf. Ball pops out. Are they going to let this one run? Ball is still free. Down at the 36. It's 0-0 is up on the clock. So either way, we've reached the halftime break. But Middleton came on the pressure, and they did rule it a fumble, but 0-0's up on the clock, and we have reached halftime. So your halftime score, Rocky leading Middleton 20-3 as we head to the break here on IdahoSports.com. You're watching Treasure Valley Game Night here on Idaho Sports.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles, stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
We're Valleywide Cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valleywide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Once again, we have contributed to your Ideal College Savings Program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072. So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Halftime here from Middleton, top team in the 6A classification. Rocky leading Middleton on senior night 20-3 here on Treasure Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com. It's presented by Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Program, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Alongside me tonight is Zach Dean. My name is Lucas Gephardt here on Treasure Valley Game Night. So, Zach, let's go ahead and unpack this thing. In my mind, this game so far has really just come down to 3 plays. The 3 long touchdowns that Rocky has, 2 70-yard runs, and then I think a 46-yard pass.
Yep.
So those are the 3 touchdowns they have. They went for 2, didn't get it. That's how they got to 20. And then this 4th down stop midway through this second quarter. And then, boom, Rocky 1 play later, they're in the end zone. Middleton, I feel like, has played much better than what this score is indicating.
Absolutely. I mean, a great first 2 drives. I mean, they got the field goal at the end of that first possession. Hey, Middleton had the lead. This could be a good game. They milked half the first quarter. But Rocky is typical Rocky. We talk about them averaging 47 points per game, and they're kind of showing it right now with 20 on the board. And quarterback Kalen Custer's kind of been the talk of the town. 2 touchdowns, 1 through the air and 1 on the ground by himself, an 80-yarder. And then, yeah, we talk about this 4th and 1, controversial. They just got momentum, right? It feels like within reach, 13-3 for Middleton.
Yeah.
But then referees didn't like the spot for Middleton to progress on downs. Rocky responds immediately with Rayshawn Jones, a 71-yard rushing touchdown. So just when you think Middleton has gotten some momentum here, right back in the game, Rocky just kind of pierces your heart a little bit more.
Yeah, that side judge was not very popular on the Middleton sideline after that 4th down. But so let's go ahead while we have a moment here. Let's go down in what scoring or drive summary, whatever you've got there. Let's run through that.
Yeah, so we talk about, again, McConkey with that 3-0 field goal to, again, really establish the early momentum. Hey, they burned half the first quarter, so it feels like Middleton with a great start, but then Owen Elkers, excuse me.
Yep.
Owen Elkers really with a huge receiving touchdown down the middle to go up 7-3. And from there, 2 turnover on downs for Middleton in the second quarter. That really hurt them. And Custer, an 80-yard rushing touchdown just right up the gap, right through Middleton's defense to go up 13-3 with the 2-pointer no good. There's been a lot of penalties, too, both on Rocky and Middleton's side, and really hurting Middleton as well. Middleton with a bad punt. Rocky gets back on offense. Looks like they're about to score. They fumble. Middleton gets back, drives a little bit, 4th and 1. And again, just getting a handoff to their fullback to see what they can do, and gets stopped with a, again, controversial spot of the ball, but goes in Rocky's favor. And again, just when you think Middleton has some momentum, Rocky strikes back. Rayshawn Jones is so good in the air, but on the ground as well. A 71-yard rushing touchdown, and that ultimately puts us at 20-3.
Yeah, so there you have it. So yeah, as you listen through that and you look at that, and Middleton's possessed the ball. They've had long drives. The first drive of the game, they looked great. They took almost 6 minutes off the clock, kicked a field goal. You're like, okay, Middleton might be settling into this thing here. But Rocky has really kind of midway to late in that second quarter, they really took Perez off the table for Middleton, and they made someone else beat them for Middleton. We talked about it earlier. Middleton's going to have someone who's not Perez step up.
Yeah, and credit to Rocky's defense, too. Middleton's run game is really powerful through Jake Perez. And, again, the senior night, the emotions, right? They really want to get the ball to their seniors in this last home game. But we talk about Rowan Rupp and Rayshawn Jones on the defensive side have really been stepping up. And Rocky's defensive back, Riker Clyde's also been really effective on major tackles on especially Perez. So credit to Rocky's defense, too, to only hold Middleton to just 3 points through. After that first possession, they've been pretty lights out since.
Yeah, let's take a peek at what else is going on around the state of Idaho. We're looking at the Friday Night Flash right now on IdahoSports.com. You could find the Friday Night Flash on our homepage. You just click on the icon, it'll take you back to the homepage. Click on the banner that says Friday Night Flash. It'll run down every game from every classification going on this weekend throughout the state. Here's what's going on right now in 6A. Over at Donna Larson Park, Boise trailing Owyhee 15-9. That game last updated in the second quarter. Timberline a 2-touchdown lead on Centennial. That game going on at Centennial. Now, we talked about this during the break. We're here in Middleton, 20 miles outside Boise,
yeah,
maybe?
About.
And there's some lightning that we can see that looks like it's about 20 miles away. So there might be some rain delays over at Donna Larson or even at Centennial. Eagle leading Cuna 14-8. That game again in the second quarter. Lake City Coeur d'Alene kicking off up north here. That game should have just started a few minutes ago. Out east, Madison leads Rigby 7-3. Capital leads Meridian 23-9. That game again in the second quarter at our last update. Post Falls playing Moses Lake, a school out of Washington, and Skyline will play Thunder Ridge out in eastern Idaho here tonight as well. So out of those games, what's standing out to you?
Yeah, I mean, they just updated. It was 15-2 for Owyhee over Boise. Boise just strikes right back, and we had to assume that game was going to be close. Owyee's a strong team, but Boise's not a team to really back down on. But really, Madison.
I know,
current lead over Rigby, defending state champions, and that's the rivalry game, right? I mean, you talk about these really close East Idaho teams. I mean, both talented on both sides of the ball, and I'm curious to see how that one plays out.
Yeah, that game right now, they just updated that one, so that one is just kicking off in the third quarter now. That game is at Madison. Again, 7-3 Madison leading Rigby in that low-scoring game. Let's look at what else is going on around the valley. In 5A, Caldwell playing Mountain Home tonight. We also have, let's see here, Bishop Kelly Valley View. That was one I wanted to talk about. Bishop Kelly up big in that one, 30-7. That one approaching the halftime, or probably at halftime now. And then Napa leading Ridgeview, 7-14. So those are some games going on in the 5A. Down in the 4A, a big one over in Fruitland today. Homedale leading Fruitland 21-14. That was one that you were excited about.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a high-scoring game in that one, and really it's two of the top three best teams in the 4A classification. So who's really going to take the lead in the conference and ultimately for state seeding and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, 14-21 in the third quarter, but, yeah, that game can go really either way.
The Weiser leading Cole Valley Christian as well, 24-6. That game in Weiser. And going into the third quarter, McCall Donnelly leading Payette 12-7 as well. That's a peek at 4A. Down in the 3A classifications, these are mostly East Idaho heavy schools, but here's what's going on in the Treasure Valley. New Plymouth leading Marsing 14-0. Napa Christian leading Parma 32-0 as well. And that's about all that's going on in 11-man football around the Treasure Valley. Hard to believe that state playoffs are just around the corner.
The season goes by so fast, right?
It's crazy.
Just when you think the season just gets started in August, all of a sudden it's early to mid-October, and districts and state are right around the corner.
A few minutes left here on the halftime clock. We'll step aside, take a quick break here on the halftime report on Treasure Valley Game Night. Your halftime score, number 1 Rocky leading Middleton on senior nights, 20-3.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions.
Leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed. No distractions, no phones. Focused. From here to there. It's who we are.
We're Valleywide Cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valleywide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you. At
Start of the third quarter here from Middleton as the Vikings get set to kick this one away to Rocky as the Grizz will start this third quarter with the ball. 20-3 our halftime score. All three Grizz touchdowns have been 45 yards or longer. Middleton, their 3 points came on their opening possession as the rain starting to trickle down a little bit here. Well, pooch kick to start things, and it's received easily by Rocky. That one received by Cole Slaughter. What are the odds you have an umbrella? Beautiful. Love it.
Just to keep us a little more intact here.
Yeah. We move all of our equipment to safety under the guidance of the umbrella.
Cannot trust Idaho weather.
No. This rain came, it's not a super big downpour, but it kind of came out of nowhere. Here we go, 1st and 10, Rocky from the 40. As they run this one with Baxter along the outside, he's wrapped up at the 45. Baxter looked like he might have been able to slip away, but instead it's a pickup of 5, and just as the rain started, it starts to simmer down. Welcome to Idaho.
Couldn't have asked for a better senior celebration, though. I mean, the start of the game and nice and sunny and everything. Yeah, the wind kicked up and sun goes down, and here comes the rain.
2nd and 5. Back to the ground they go with Jones. Jones a hole through the numbers, spins his way down to the 35, and it's a big pickup for the Grizz. Another chunk play for Rocky. And just like that, they are in Middleton territory. A minute gone in this 3rd quarter. Here's 1st and 10 now from the 35. Back to the ground, back to Jones they go. Jones up the numbers, down to the 25. Pick up a 9.
Jones again with the carry on the tackle.
Yeah, we keep talking about Rayshawn Jones, the wide receiver, but the running back too. I mean,
yeah,
Oakley Baxter, and you got Parker Kleinkoff, but again, just use Jones as another just weapon on the field, and he'll do some damage.
He's doing plenty of it tonight. He's got a long touchdown run to go along with it. 10.5 to play, 2nd and short. To Baxter they go. Baxter on the left side trying to work his way to the edge. Has the 1st down and is pushed out of bounds at the 15. Rocky has just sliced through this Middleton defense in the opening minutes of the 3rd quarter. And the rain now subsiding. And we can move the laptop back to its normal position. 1st and 10 from the 14. Back to the ground they go. Straight up the middle, into the end zone. Touchdown, Rocky. But a flag back at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to come back. It's holding on the Grizz.
It is holding called against the Grizzlies.
So Middleton catches a little bit of a break.
Going to be a 10-yard penalty.
And this will push the Grizz back 10 yards, back to the 24. With 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, we haven't talked about a lot of Oakley Baxter tonight. We keep talking about all these other star players, but yeah, just when he gets kind of his time to shine, and again, penalties just really killing on what's been a good drive for Rocky.
2nd down and 20. Back to Baxter they go on the right side, and Baxter can't escape. As dragging him down from behind was Lewis.
Yeah, great play by Ryan Lewis there to just take control of the tackle and the play there and not giving Baxter any breathing room.
Pickup of maybe 1. We'll call it 2nd and 19. This will set for the Grizz. Middleton movement up front as the D-line shifts. Back to Baxter they go, up the numbers, down to the 16.
Ball carrier is Baxter again. Roman making the tackle.
9.5 to play. It leaves a 3rd down and long. It'll be 3rd and, we'll say 12, as they get the scoreboard updated. Big play here. If Middleton's going to crawl back into this game at all, they got to get a stop right here. Trey Harper, the back. They send Jones in motion, play action. Screen pass to the near side, caught at the 15. Here comes a flag, it's gonna come back. That looked like it was set up almost perfectly, but for Rocky, it might have been a little too perfect. And it is a hold on the Grizz.
Yeah, you got to shout out to Middleton's best defender right now, the penalties for Rocky.
Yeah.
Just when you think Rocky, again, another good play and well designed to get some more yardage and get close to the goal line, gets just deleted again.
3rd down and 12 following the penalty. Well, that's what it was before the penalty. Following the penalty, as the penalty was downfield, so it's a 10-yard spot foul, and it'll be a 3rd and 17. Rocky's got to get reset with those trip receivers out to the left. Play action, and they're going to have to keep this on a broken play and hopping out of bounds at the 35. Another flag, this one at the line of scrimmage.
Kessler with the keeper.
Guess is as good as mine on this one, Zach.
Got a flag on the play.
Flag sitting at the line of scrimmage. Looks like it's on Rocky as the officials are talking to the Middleton sideline. Middleton trying to decide if they want to accept or decline this. And it's holding on Rocky. Middleton's going to decline it. Kind of an interesting decision there to decline that penalty, depending on the field goal range for Rocky, because that leaves a 4th down and long. And now Rocky's going to call a timeout to talk about it. So let's talk about what's at stake here for Rocky. It's 4th and 20 from the 24. If you get a 1st down, it'll be all the way down to the 5. Be a long field goal going, well, the wind's kind of going side to side. But you could go for it, run it, and try to get as much as you can.
Yeah, Rocky is risky enough. Really don't know what they could do with trick up their sleeve. They could try here on, even on 4th down and 20.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a tough first drive here for Rocky. 3 penalties that really killed what was a promising start, and Baxter got into the end zone. Nice little screen pass to set up. But yeah, all the penalties just taken away.
Interesting that I think you could have gone either way, whether you decline or accept that penalty. If I was Middleton, I almost would have accepted it.
Yeah.
Pushing back even further, would have turned a 3rd and 20 into a 3rd and 30.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try that field goal here.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I would have taken it there. It's going to be a 41-yard attempt for Sawyer McGlinden from the right hash. And kick is up, and it is good. Sawyer McGlinden good from 41. And it makes it a 20-point lead for Rocky. Again, you accept the penalty, you push him back 10 yards and might have pushed him out of field goal range. That looked like that was a bounce at the edge of McGlinden's range.
Yeah, such a great kick, too. I was wondering if Rocky was going to get a little riskier and try some trick play or something just to get closer to the goal line, but I think on a 4th and 20, just give your kicker, right, give him a shot here at a good field goal, and obviously it worked out.
So 8:34 to play in the 3rd quarter. Rocky a field goal on their first possession of the 2nd half. Now leading 23-3. The Grizz trying to improve to 7-0 on the year. Rocky will close the season next week at Donna Larson Park when they play Timberline. Those are the 2 top 5 teams that'll go at it next week. This one sails out the back of the end zone, assuming Timberline wins. And it'll be the top 2 teams in the pod next week in that Foothills pod. Now here's what's interesting. Let's say Timberline holds on to win tonight, they'd be 3-1. Rocky would be 4-0. We're talking conference records here. Timberline wins that game. It could potentially, in Middleton, so there's the top 3 teams in the pod are Rocky at 3-0, talking conference records. Rocky at 3-0, Timberline 2-1, Middleton 2-1. Obviously, if Rocky beats Middleton, Middleton will have 2 losses. Timberline wins tonight, and Rocky wins tonight, and then Timberline wins next week. It's Timberline that would be at the top of the pod and in the driver's seat to play in the SIC championship.
Yeah, you can't assume anything this late in the season. Obviously, Rocky is such a powerhouse team in terms of the conference and state qualification. But yeah, again, Timberline, Middleton. Yeah, obviously, if Middleton loses this one, it's a tough one on their senior night. But yeah, Timberline has some chances here to really shake things up at the end of the season here.
Timberline's got a couple studs on offense, too. Timberline has the best quarterback wide receiver duo in the state of Idaho. Both of them are future Division I talents, as this is no gain for Perez up the middle, 3rd and 8 coming up. Hudson Lewis, the receiver, and Jack Brent, the quarterback. Brent going to be a product of UC Davis in the Big Sky next year, and Hudson Lewis, I think I'd have to go back and look. I think he's a Washington State commit, if I remember correctly. .7:25 to play in the third. On third down, Middleton to throw, it's intercepted. Picked off by Reshawn Jones at the 32, and the Grizz will take over. That is Jones's 3rd interception of the year.
Such a smart play by Reshawn Jones there. Read the play from start to finish. The quarterback bombing threw it right basically to him. And just like that, Rocky's back in business.
Yep, now Middleton's going to call a timeout. Middleton, this is just a regroup timeout. As you see the longtime head coach for Middleton, Bill Brock, bringing the whole team out to the 30-yard line, out onto the numbers. Bill Brock has been the head coach at Middleton for 26 seasons. Much longer than many of these kids have been alive. One of the longtime tenured coaches, not only in the Treasure Valley, but in the state. You don't find one guy staying at one location for that long too often.
Yeah, Coach Brock has really seen it all, right, in these years of coaching Middleton, and he's seen a lot of the best teams too. So I'm curious as to kind of his thoughts on Rocky's team this year, right, of where do they stack up in terms of all the teams he's seen over the years.
1st and 10 after the interception. Rocky will start at the 32 of Middleton. Custer will take the snap, slings this one out to the hash marks, and Bird picks that one up off the turf.
Pass is complete out to number 88.
And it's a pickup of 9. 7 minutes to play here in the third quarter. This is the 4th time in 4 years that these two teams have gotten together. Rocky has won the previous 3 matchups, and they're in the driver's seat here tonight, looking to add to their 20-point lead. Read option up the middle to the 20. Enough for a first down. That's Parker Kleinkoff with the carry. Kleinkoff's been relatively quiet, I guess you could say, for this Rocky offense. They haven't really needed him.
Yeah, using more of him and Baxter in the second half. Didn't talk about their names very much in the first half.
Back to the ground they go. Read option. This is going to be a keeper of the quarterback, as this is a pickup of 9. Custer on the keeper. Down to the 11. And now Rocky just pounding away here in the red zone. 6 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Halfway home here in quarter number 3. Pistol set for Custer. Back to the ground they go with Jones. Jones spins his way inside the 5. Brought down at the 5. As we have played 6 minutes now in the third. This is just a grinded out, put away drive here for Rocky.
Yeah, you've got Rayshon Jones in the backfield. He just had that big INT, and let's see if he can get the next touchdown here.
Back to Jones they go. Right side, Jones near the goal line. He's down at the 1.
Jones carries the ball.
5:20 to play in the third.
Tackle for the Vikes.
Clock continuing to move. Middleton with 2 timeouts. They just took the 1.
We second down from the 1-yard line.
Rocky will bring its goal line package out. They have bird the big receiver way up at the opposite end of the field. Instead, they're going to go to the ground, and this is a touchdown for Baxter. From 1 yard out, Oakley Baxter punches it in for the Grizz. And it makes it 29-3. At the 5-minute mark of the third quarter, McClendon on for the point after. Extra point is up, and it is good, and it is now 30-3. 5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. We'll take a break here at IdahoSports.com. Rocky will kick it back to Middleton after this.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
So dead ball foul on Middleton after the point after. So Rocky will get to kick this off from the Middleton 45 following the penalty. How about Rocky tonight, Zach? Big plays, turnovers, and that was really the first drive that we saw where they just pounded Middleton into submission.
It's the usual suspects. We talked about Oakley Baxter pregame, and obviously, yeah, he's just a 1 yard run, but again, another dynamic player for this great offense, and all of a sudden, this really became kind of a rout, 30-3. Still 5 minutes left in the third quarter, but Middleton's got to put something together here.
Here's an onside kick, and it's loose, and Middleton hops on top of it. It's one of the fun things that's left about high school football. You don't have to tell the other team when you're going to kick an onside kick like you do in pro football.
Yeah, exactly. Rocky's always one for surprises, so I'm not surprised there with an onside kick, just to get the ball back and see what the heck happens.
We've seen them do that. I've seen them do that personally in the playoffs a couple times. And they really try to do it when they think they have you on the ropes. This time doesn't pan out for them, so Middleton will take over at the 33. 4:58 to play in the third. Middleton will throw plenty of time for Bauman, and he's going to roll out of the pocket and scramble. And Bauman has a first down. Pickup of 11 on the scramble for Bauman.
He'll pick up 11 yards on the play. Tackles made by number 95, David Formaster, but not before a Viking first down.
Middleton will move the chains here. 4.5 to play. Clock moving here. Quarter number 3. Middleton has not found the scoring column since that opening drive. A drive that took up almost 6 minutes and ended with an extra point, or a field goal rather. Swing pass to Perez, and Rocky was ready for it. 2 Grizz, including Clyde, were waiting there for him. Drake Peterson also there to make the stop. And there's a flag at the far side of the field. The flags have just been all over the place tonight. This is a procedure penalty on Middleton.
Procedure is called against the Vikings.
So this will push Middleton back 5 yards, push him back to the 39.
Repeat first down.
Name we haven't called much at all tonight is Stike, Braden Stike for Middleton. It's the leading receiver for the Vikings. 17 catches, has 2 touchdowns on the year. I don't know if he's caught a pass tonight. I don't think he has.
Yeah, he said his name 1 or 2 times, but just for a, hey, let's get him the ball more.
Here comes pressure, and Bauman's going to go down. In on the sack was Ezekiel Tooney.
And Lucas, you got to think too that Rocky defensive back, Riker Clyde, right? He's such a dynamic playmaker on that outside. So really blanketing anything on the outside for Middleton and for Braden Stike.
Clock down to 3:20. So that time the whole Rocky defense just came collapsing in. Second and 20. Middleton in an offensive element that they aren't too comfortable with as they hand it off to Perez. They're more comfortable with that, and they pick up 9. Under 3 minutes to play, 3rd down and 11 coming up. So obviously you're going to be 4 down territory, so 2 plays to pick up these 11 yards here for Middleton. Bauman to throw, here comes pressure, they get it out on the screen, pass is caught by Thompson down to the 50 before he's slung to the turf, and here comes another late flag. This one's in the backfield. It involves Rowan Rupp. The stud defensive lineman for Rocky. And I don't know what that signal was. So officials now are going to talk to the Rocky sideline. Third down and 11. Clock stopped at 2:22. Now we'll get the call. It's a personal foul on Middleton.
Personal fouls called against the Vikes.
Flag was in the backfield.
15-yard penalty. Remain 3rd down.
And it's going to cost Middleton 15 yards. And I think they said this was after the play, yeah?
I think so. A little bit of extracurricular at the end of that play there. And yeah, it's too bad because it was a good play by Bauman across the middle and what was supposed to be a short 4th down play. Now it's 3rd and 25.
Approaching the 2-minute mark here in this 3rd quarter. Twin receivers to each side. They go back to Perez up the middle and nowhere to go. Met by a wall of Rocky defenders. Tooney in there once again. Tooney had a sack a couple plays ago, this time a TFL. And it's 4th and 25. And Middleton's going to punt this away.
4th down coming up. Punt team coming up for the Vikes. Team to return the punt for the Grizzlies is number 19, Owen Elkers.
Elkers back deep to receive this punt for Rocky. Gavin Mortensen will punt it away for Middleton. 1:06 left to play. Bit of a high snap. Low punt. Elkers will field this one off and muffed it, and Middleton picks it up, and this is going to be 6 points. Elkers tried to pick it up off of the bounce. He muffed it, and it landed right into the hands of DJ Barklow, who runs it in for Middleton. Unless they're going to bring it back. And it looks like they are going to bring it back. That went off of the hands of Elkers, the punt returner, and Middleton just picked it up and ran it right in.
Yeah, it looked like Elkers just kind of going through the motions there of you got pressure in your face, but it looks like he had the ball and looks like he just kind of muffed it, and it looked like it was going to be a Middleton touchdown. It looked like they grabbed the ball and everything and took it for the score, but they're saying there's knees down. So just a call not going to Middleton's way.
Yeah. So take the 6 points off the board. As they say, Barklow's knee was down when he picked it up. No way of us telling if that happened or not from up here. But either way, Perez will take the direct snap. Perez between the hash marks spins and dropped at the 21. It's a first down. And finally some energy into this Middleton sideline.
Yeah, they may not have gotten that touchdown on the fumble, but at least, hey, they got possession and in Rocky territory too. Can they put something together here before the end of the third quarter?
First and 10 from the 21, 37 seconds to play in the quarter. Perez again will take the direct snap. He'll run left, Perez down to the 22. Before he's dropped, and here comes another late flag, 2 late flags, as a Middleton player picks himself up at the 7-yard line, lost his helmet on a hit that was nowhere near the play. There have been a lot of flags, and a lot of them have come after the play. It was Gavin Ludwig who got hit and was the one that lost his helmet. Hit happened in the Rockies secondary. And it's on Middleton. Personal foul on both sides, and the penalties are going to offset. So they call personal foul on Middleton and a personal foul on Rocky.
Again, you talk about the emotions of senior night, right? And this game just getting a little chippier, right? This game,
yes.
30-3, and I think Rocky frustrated too, right? I mean, to lose that possession there on a punt, and so many flags in this game.
Oh my gosh, it was after the whistle too. Perez on the right side will try to cut this one back, and he's dropped at the 17. Third down coming up, and we will play that third down on the other side of the quarter. As we have reached the end of the third quarter, Rocky leading 30-3. Take a timeout on IdahoSports.com. Fourth quarter coming up after this.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Bring it into the fourth quarter with the Middleton Viking clap. I don't know if they have an official name for that or not, but they enter the fourth quarter the same way every home game. They bring one of the bass drums over and pound that a couple times and do a little Viking skull clap.
Doesn't matter the score. Middleton's having fun with families, parents, and fellow students. It's always a good time here at Middleton High School.
Start the fourth quarter once the two officials and Bill Brock, head coach for Middleton, finish up their conversation back here at the 33. 12 minutes left, fourth and final quarter here on senior night for Middleton. Rocky leading 30-3. Middleton on the move after really one of the first and only mistakes Rocky really has made all night. Play action. Bauman going to throw off his back foot into the end zone, deflected, nearly intercepted. In coverage was Clyde, and that thing was just a floating duck into the back of the end zone.
Middleton does need a little bit more of that, though. A little more juice, a little more risk into the end zone because, again, they're relying so much on Perez. But really got to kind of strike through Rocky's heart a little bit more with more bigger plays, especially in the end zone, especially with the score, right? They want to get something more than just 3 points out of this whole game.
4th down and 6. Twin receivers to each side. Bauman to throw on 4th down. With time, finds Perez out of the backfield. First down to the 10, and he's dropped at the 6.
Good play by Bauman there just to find your guy in space, right? See the defense as it progresses and gets the first down.
Now a Rocky player is injured, laying down near the goal line.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
It's one of the secondary players.
It
Can't
looks
quite see
like
the number.
it might have been 23 Owen Weatherly.
Correct. Yeah, it is Weatherly.
And this is what happened exactly, but went down pretty quick.
Trainers on the field, 11:46 to play in the fourth. While they tend to him, we'll step aside as they attend to Owen Weatherly, and now he's up, so we'll actually keep it here. Never know with injuries how long they're going to take.
Could be a cramp, could be something more severe, but good to see him get back up and walk off the field.
So first and goal for Middleton. This one will be from the 5. Middleton hasn't found the end zone yet today. They're looking to punch this thing in. Pistol set and a full start.
False start. Stalled against the Vikes. It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Left guard and left tackle both moved that time for Middleton. And they'll turn a first and goal from the 5 into a first and goal from the 10. I've done games where there's been this many flags in like week 1.
Yeah.
Usually don't see this many this late in the year. Part of it has been the officials have been trying to keep control of the game.
Yeah, penalties have hurt both teams and both sides of the ball in this game, whether it's after the play or not.
Direct snap to Perez, who wasn't ready for it, and now more flags come in. And another false start, and more flags come as a Rocky player hits the deck, hit well after the play. That was Jones who hit the deck, and the rain starting up once again here in Middleton. Two flags sitting on the play. We do have the procedure penalty on the Vikings. And then Rocky is going to, and they're actually going to call offsetting personal foul penalties on Rocky and Middleton. Second time they've done that tonight. So after all of that, it's first and goal from the 15 for Middleton. Bauman will send Perez in motion. Here comes the pressure as they try to dump this to Perez in the flat, and it's incomplete. Rocky brought pressure off of the edge. Drake Peterson led the way. .11 minutes left to play in tonight's game. Second and goal from the 15 for Middleton. Twins right, twins left here for Bauman in the shotgun. Perez to his right. Bauman will throw. Here comes pressure. He's going to float this one to the end zone. Passes it complete. Went off of the hands of Thompson. It was a beautiful throw from Bauman. It was facing some heat off the edge. Rocky brought more hats than Middleton could block. You may see our umbrella pop into the picture every now and again. We have Zach doing double duty, camera and umbrella duty now.
Making sure we're staying dry and warm, yeah.
3rd and goal from the 15. Bauman to throw. Has time running out of it. Has to throw as he gets hit. And it's incomplete. And now here comes another flag.
Pass attempt is incomplete.
Luke Abernathy was the one in the area for Rocky. May have got to Bauman just a touch late. And it is going to be roughing the passer on Abernathy. Which is interesting because Bauman threw that to no one. And I was about to make a point that that could potentially be intentional grounding.
But again, we talk about the penalties really all game, both sides of the ball, and just when you think a play is over, it just might not be.
Yeah. A lot of flags tonight. A lot of them have been after the play. So personal foul roughing the passer will give Middleton a 1st down from the 7. So 1st and goal from the 7. Bauman to throw. Has an out route. It's incomplete. Stike was the intended target, and it just went off of his hands. Middleton's dropped 2 touchdowns now.
And Bauman, good throws, too.
Yeah.
Finding the receiver on the outside, giving the receiver a chance. But, yeah, we just got to put the ball away.
Got to get some help. 10:54 to play. Second and goal from the 7 now. Twins to each side, pistol set. Bauman will throw again. Here comes pressure, has to step up, lost the ball, and Rocky recovers it.
Here's the fumble on the play. Recovered by the defense.
I think it was David Formaster who recovered it for the Grizz. I didn't see who caused it, but there was pressure coming from both sides.
It looks like Ezekiel Tooney was there.
Yeah.
Right as Bauman was trying to escape, and a great strip play to get Rocky back in possession.
10:48 to play. And Rocky causes another second half turnover. Had the interception earlier by Jones. This time Formaster, the fumble recovery. Grizz take over from the 7. Counter. Up the middle they go.
Woo.
And a hard hit at the 13. Parker Kleinkoff on the carry.
Looks like that was Gavin Mortensen, that linebacker. That big hit.
Pick up a 5 for the Grizz. Locked down to 10:15 as they snap it and they hand it to Jones. Jones between the hash marks has the 1st down across the 20. And it is down at the 22.
Rashawn Jones carries the ball.
Sean Jones has done it all tonight for Rocky. An interception, a touchdown, catches the ball, carries the ball, intercepts the ball.
Yeah, kind of a do-it-all player on both sides, and again, another one of these great playmakers for Rocky's offense.
First and 10 now from the 23. Rocky letting this clock bleed as the Grizz try to put the finishing touches on what would be their 7th win of the year. Ball is loose now off a bad snap. They just have to fall on it. That was Easton Young who fell on top of that one.
He is recovered by the Grizzlies inside the 5-yard line.
Ball's all the way back inside the 5. Rocky hasn't made a lot of mistakes tonight, but that was one.
Second down and long.
It's just a bad snap from the start there.
Yeah, Rocky's got the offense and the defense, obviously with the score, to be the #1 team in the classification. But yeah, they've had the handful of mistakes. That's a little surprising to see, especially on a hike like that, and now they're towards the end of their own goal line.
Handoff up the middle. And now driven back and lifted off of his feet was Harper, as he's driven back after the short carry. This drive started at the 23. They got pushed all the way back inside the 5. And it's 3rd and forever here for Rocky. 3rd and 34 with 8.5 to play.
You know, looks like Lewis and Holman with that combined tackle together, but yeah, let's see what Middleton can do here on a long 3rd down for Rocky.
Middleton rushes a player off the field, and now a timeout taken by Rocky.
Timeout called by the Grizzlies.
8:10 left to play here tonight. So we look ahead for both of these teams. We mentioned Rocky's last game of the season will be at Donna Larson Park. That game will be on the 17th, so that game next weekend. And then if they win that, they will play in the SIC Championship. Likely Eagle is who they would get in that. Remember, the SIC does that cross-pod divisional weekend that basically decides who goes to the state playoffs and who doesn't. So a lot of what the season comes down to is that weekend. And the importance of next week's game that we talked about earlier for Rocky as they play Timberline. If they don't beat Timberline, and assuming Timberline holds on, it'll be Timberline that plays in that SIC championship game, which means that Rocky then gets booted to a losers out cross-pod divisional game instead of the winner is in and gets a bye in the 6A state playoffs, which is what you get if you go to the SIC championship. Jones on the jet sweep, Custer play action into traffic and intercepted. Picked off by Middleton. It was Max Johansson with the interception. That ball just sailed on the quarterback, Custer. And it's a Rocky turnover now with 8:05 to play in the 4th quarter. It was been a little sloppy the last few minutes, both sides. So Middleton will take over now at the 31.
Vikes will take over 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line after the interception.
Bauman will go under center. And this one off straight up the middle, nowhere to go. Bottled up right at the line of scrimmage was Drew Holman. Clock under 8 minutes now.
Tackles made by number 25, DeAndre Mickle. No gain on the play, brings up 2nd down.
Over at Donna Larson Park, Boise and Hawaii now tied at 15. That game in the 3rd quarter, Meridian and Capital, a 1-point game over at Meridian, 23-22 the score in that game. Back to the ground they go, up to the 22, maybe the 21 with Jake Perez. Leaves 1 yard left on 3rd down. Again, we're getting all this from the Friday Night Flash that you can check out on IdahoSports.com. Madison, a 2-point lead on Rigby. That game in the 4th quarter. Under 7 minutes to play. 3rd and short for Middleton. will go under center. Movement up front, no flags. Perez gets the handoff up the numbers and falls forward for the first down.
Jake Perez carries the ball for the Vikes. Tackles made
6:40 left to play. This clock will stop temporarily. They'll reset the chains. Timberline looking like they will beat Centennial tonight. It's a 3-score lead for the Wolves. Setting up a winner-take-all in the Foothills Pod next week with Timberline and Rocky. Winner of that one will play for the SIC Championship the following week. And again, the team that'll come out of the other pod will probably be Eagle. Still some work left to do over on that side of the pod as well for the Mustangs. This is a short game for Perez.
Jake Perez implemented for the Vikes.
Fans want a flag that they don't get. There's been pushing and shoving basically all night after the whistle.
Yeah, it's gotten chippy since the start of the third quarter and flags everywhere. And again, the emotions of this game with Middleton and the deficit they're in.
Yeah. Middleton's a proud football program. This is a team that petitions up. It's 5A enrollment numbers. They petition up to play in the 6A classification. It's a team that even when they've reached the 6A classification, this now their 4th season in 6A, or their 3rd season in 6A rather. They made the playoffs the previous 2 seasons. They'll probably make the playoffs again. Play action, Bauman. Here comes the pressure. Bauman throws on the run and throws it away.
Hawkins' pass was intended for number 16, Brady Larson. It's incomplete.
Even when Middleton was what at the time was a 4A program, they made the playoffs basically every year. State semifinals appearance back in 2019. First round exits in 21 and 20. Went to the quarters in 18, went back to the semifinals in 17. This is a team that, a program that makes the playoffs just about every year. And when you're in the, what is now 5A, but what was 4A, most of that classification ends up making the state playoffs. But it's a little bit harder to make the playoffs, especially in the SIC here in the 6A.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it, though. I mean, Middleton's got a strong resume, and I think if they have a good end of the season here, they might just sneak into these playoffs.
Bad snap. Perez picks it up. Perez trying to bounce it, and if he would have escaped that tackle, he may have scored. Down to the 14. Under 5 minutes to play.
Good tackle by Owen Weatherly. Looks like he's okay after that brief scare earlier in the end zone.
Hawaii has taken a 22-15 lead on Boise now. That game in the 4th quarter. Four and a half to play. 4th down and 6. Rocky bringing pressure. Bauman stands through it, throws it to the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Middleton. It was Talon Kamensky with the reception as the cannon fires. What a throw from Bauman. And a flag might wipe all of it out. We'll see. It's going to be on Rocky, so the touchdown's going to stand. A 15-yard strike from Bauman to Kaminsky. And Middleton has its first touchdown of the night. No, they're waving it off, it looks like. Oh my goodness, an ineligible receiver downfield on Middleton.
I think we prematurely fired the cannon then.
Yes, we did. For the second time tonight, you take points off the board for Middleton. It's just been a frustrating night for the Vikings.
Yeah, they had their quality set of chances to get into the end zone, but drop passes and penalties really just erasing what they've been trying to put together.
Do it again, 4th and 10 from the 20. Bauman will go under center. Still 4th down, remember. Play action. Bauman, here comes pressure, rolling. Bauman throws on the run. That pass is caught at the 4. Going down to the turf. This is going to be a first down for Middleton. Isaac Lowe goes to the turf to haul that one in. Couple nice looking 4th down plays for Middleton.
First time calling Lowe's name too. Somebody I mentioned earlier of, hey, using a receiving option to really extend the drive, and they did just that.
Yeah, Isaac Lowe and Stike have really been relatively quiet tonight for Middleton. I think that's Lowe's first catch of the night.
I think so, yeah.
Under 4 minutes to play, another whistle. And a timeout taken by Rocky. Under 4 minutes left to play. Middleton trying to cap this drive off. I want to go back to that first 4th down where Bauman knew pressure was coming, knew he didn't have the blockers, and knew he just had to stay in there and take a big hit, and he did just that to hit Kaminsky, but it was an ineligible receiver that wiped off the touchdown. Then they go to Isaac Lowe, who keeps the drive alive. First and goal for Middleton from the 5 when we resume. 3:57 to play. It's a Middleton team that, when you look forward for Middleton, we kind of looked forward for Rocky. Middleton, they have 1 game left, and it's at Capital. Remember last year, Middleton did not win that game. Capital was a young, kind of up-and-coming team last year. This game was at Middleton, and Capital beat Middleton, and then proceeded to make the cross-divisional playoff weekend. And then Capital proceeded to beat Bora to make the state playoffs. Perez up the middle, still on his feet as he scampers forward for a gain of 2. 3:50 left to play in the game as the clock continues to move. Capital is a team that a lot of coaches around the league entering the year thought could be dangerous. So Middleton having to go on the road next week to finish their season. They will finish it at Capital. Middleton will fall to 4-3 on the year. And they will fall to 3rd place in the SIC pod. They're going to stack this one up. Second and goal from the 4. Bauman play action, floats this one to the end zone. It is incomplete. Rocky brought pressure, and Bauman just had to get rid of it. Interesting thing about that Middleton Capital game is Capital and Meridian duke it out. That's a close game. 2 points, Capital leading 30-28 in the 4th quarter. Capital holds on to win that game. Capital will be in 4th place in the pod. And then Middleton and Capital might have to play each other again the week after. 3 minutes to play. Up the middle they go, and he's not in. He's about a yard short. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. Another 4th and goal for Middleton. Under 3 minutes to play here in the 4th and final quarter from Middleton.
Yeah, Lucas, to bring up what you've been talking about too, of just the SIC is so unpredictable, right? I mean, one game affects another, and all of a sudden the domino effect happens, and who's going to make it into state right at this end of the year? So happened last year, could be some surprises this year.
Maryland I on 4th and goal. Perez up the middle. I don't think he got it. He is stopped short. Rowan Rupp led the charge. And the Grizz defense holds inside the 10-yard line once again. 2:30 to play, and the Grizz will take over and put the final touches on this one.
Yeah, I felt like a last gasp there of you're so close to the end zone. You've had your chances here and there and drop passes and penalties, and it just felt like, hey, this is the time for Middleton to finally strike through. And Rocky's their defense has been really good tonight, really impressive defensive line. And Rayshawn Jones is a player of the game candidate for me, but
without a doubt,
that Rowan Rupp, though, has been just disruptive, and then some.
2:30 to play. Shotgun set, 2 running backs standing to Custer's right. He'll bring Bird, the tight end, in to set right. 1 receiver up to the top of the screen. And they're going to run this one with Custer. Custer up to the 10. Will pick up 9, so clock will move here with 2:20 to play.
So, Lucas, I ask you, who's been more impressive for Rocky, their offense or their defense tonight?
I think their defense has.
Yeah, I would agree as well. Yeah, offense has been good. Custer's got 3 turnovers, though. He's got the fumble, or 2 fumbles and the 1 interception, but still, I mean, he's had a great game. But, yeah, the defense has been just lights out. Bauman's been struggling to try to get the ball out, and Perez has been held pretty much in check for a lot of the game.
Yeah, Rocky obviously a team that thinks and absolutely can win a state championship this year. The one concern I do have with this team after watching them in person now a couple times, this is a first down up the middle. It feels like Rocky is good when they feel like they control the game.
Definitely.
So I worry what happens when, hate to bring it up, but if Rigby comes to town. And they have a quarterback that can throw it all over the yard, and now all of a sudden you have to go drive for drive, touchdown for touchdown with a team that can keep up with you.
And you mentioned this Rocky Timberline game next week. I mean, Rocky's going to need to limit the turnovers, limit the penalties, limit the mistakes, because I feel like if they have this amount of mistakes and penalties in the game next week, it could come back to haunt them.
Yep, absolutely. Timberline's a team that throws it quite often. They're going to try to stretch the defense here. No gain with Kleinkoff. I mean, Rocky, they can run it with Kleinkoff. They can run it with their quarterback, Custer. They can run. Harper's had some carries tonight. Jones, who's listed as a wide receiver, they give the ball to him. So when they're in control of the game and they can run the ball, they're fine. But what happens when you're trailing by 7 in the second half in the state playoffs?
Yeah, exactly.
Under 30 seconds to play. Quarterback keeper, Custer's loose. There he goes down the far sideline and slides at the 43. And with 19 seconds to play, that might do it here tonight. And that is going to do it. Rocky, an impressive 30-3 win on the road at Middleton here tonight on senior night in Middleton. They win it 30-3. We'll step aside here on IdahoSports.com. We'll come back and award our player of the game presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Rocky wins it 30-3.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text StartMyQuit to 36072.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles, stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
final score tonight, Rocky, the top team in the state, shows why they're the top team in the state. Going on the road tonight at Middleton, winning this one 30-3 here on Treasure Valley Game Night. Zach, your thoughts here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, again, we talked about the usual suspects of this Rocky team, Rayshawn Jones, among others, Oakley Baxter, but also in the defense, too. The defense we talked about was just so impressive. Rowan Rupp was really good, and among other players. So, and it really felt like that 71-yard, that rushing touchdown by Jones really put this one away, and really a chippy second half, a lot of penalties, and the rain just comes right back, right? We had a lot of weird mixture of weather, but yeah, I just felt like Middleton, after that first possession, really never really had any control after that. And Rocky did have its mistakes. It had, Custer had 3 turnovers, right? And had an interception and 2 fumbles. But regardless, though, I mean, Rocky's offense continued to do what they normally do, right? While the #1 team in the 6A classification. But ultimately, their defense really put this one away from them.
Yeah, for sure. Time now to award our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game. Today it's presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to always keep your head in the game, whether you're on the field or on the road. Be in the moment and free from distractions. So tonight we're going to go with Rayshawn Jones as our player of the game, and he kind of talked about it, touched on it a little bit there, Zach, but really the pivotal moment of the game was that 4th and short. Rocky defense stopped it, and then Jones, 1 play later, 71 yards, see you later, into the end zone.
Absolutely, yeah, and then that interception too, right, to really felt like Middleton, again, had another offensive drive that could go their way, and then Rayshawn Jones just silences them immediately with that nice interception.
So Rayshawn Jones, our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, again presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Thank you for joining us tonight on Senior Night from Middleton, as this coverage of this IdahoSports.com game streams of Treasure Valley Game Night was presented by Project Filter, Valley-wide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Program, Your Health Idaho, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Want to also thank our power boosters tonight, Beehive Credit Union, College of Western Idaho, Big Insurance, and Overhead Door Company. There are power boosters tonight. Big reason we're able to bring you these games live and free on IdahoSports.com. Special thanks to Andy Akeney and the whole staff here at Middleton for their hospitality tonight. Congratulations once again to our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, Rayshawn Jones. Your final score, one more time, Rocky 30 and Middleton 3. For Zach Dean and everyone behind the scenes here at IdahoSports.com, my name is Lucas Gephardt. We will see you next time.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com is strictly prohibited.